What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. In this video, we're going to talk about the Galaxy Z Fold 4. We're going to talk about stuff I've basically said in multiple tens and tens of videos, and it's scattered all throughout. I'm trying to make a one-stop shop for you guys because we're coming to the end. The phone is due to launch by the time I make this video in a couple of days, and I just wanted to go through as much information as I can. So if you had any further questions, hopefully they get answered in this video. So without further ado, let's talk about this. Galaxy Z Fold 4, when is it going to be unveiled? It's going to be unveiled at Samsung Unpacked August 10th. Now I will have a video out that same day talking about where you can watch it. There'll be links and everything, what time, all of that stuff will be in the video. I might even release the video on the 9th. I haven't decided yet, but the video will come out. Don't worry about it, but August 10th is the official unveiling of the event. Now, what about pre-order? Well, pre-order should happen the same exact day, August 10th. Now, if you live in a different country, and August 10th for me is August 11th for you, take that into consideration. But in America, August 10th should be the exact pre-order date, and it should happen at the very same time. You can do the pre-order reservation, which I have linked down below. Take advantage of that if you'd like to get locked into some of those pre-order deals. And the pre-order deals are $100 if you buy the Galaxy Z Fold 4, which, okay, you are obviously. And then if you buy the watch and the earphones, which are the Galaxy Buds 2 and or the Watch 5 and 5 Pro, you'll end up getting up to $200 total trade-in credit, which is amazing. Otherwise, you'll get somewhere between $100 and $200, depending upon how you do it. Also, to add on to that, there's rumors that if you do pre-order the Galaxy Z Fold 4, have it be from Best Buy or from Samsung, potentially even your carrier as well, but definitely from Best Buy or Samsung, that you will potentially also get a free Samsung case as well as an S Pen. The S Pen would sit on the back, if you wanted it to, on the back of the case right here along the opposite side of the camera, allowing you to hold the S Pen and use it pretty much whenever you want. Okay, great for those people. That's the pre-order. Pre-order will last, I believe it's until the 26th, I think it is, the 25th or 26th of August. So you have all the way up to do the pre-order from the 10th until the 26th. And then the 27th, I believe, is the actual release date. And then the pre-order would be over at that point. So you wouldn't be able to get the pre-order gifts. But, there's also rumors that if you miss the pre-order, that there's gonna be a post pre-order deal, and that would last from the day of the release all the way until sometime, I think in early October. I forget the exact date. I'll put it on the screen if I have it. And that would be that you'd get like $200-300 off the price of the phone, but no pre-order gifts. And yeah, that's what you'd get. So that, you're saving money, I guess, instead of getting the free gifts. That's how that would work out. What comes inside the box of the Galaxy Z Fold 4? The phone and a charging cable. That's it. No S Pen's gonna come inside the box. No charging brick will come inside the box. No earphones will come inside the box. There might be some paperwork in there, but in general, stuff you actually use for the phone and need for the phone will only be the charging cable and the phone itself. Now, what about prices? Well, at the time of this video, it's seeming like it's going to be $17.99 and $18.99 for the 256 and the 512. There's also supposed to be a 1 terabyte. I haven't heard much about the 1 terabyte in terms of pricing. I'll be honest, I haven't heard any. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be over $2,000. It would probably be like $20.99. Maybe they'll make it $19.99, but I would assume it's at least going to be $2,000 for the 1 terabyte version. There was rumors also about a 128 gigabyte version, at least in America. It doesn't seem like that's going to be true. It seems like they'll only have 256 and 512 widely available, and that the 1 terabyte potentially will be at the carrier level and Samsung level. But I would assume if they have a 1 terabyte version that actually does come true, that's gonna be a scarce model. I mean, it's gonna sell out really quick and be out of stock almost all the time. So if you're gonna get that one, you're gonna have to jump on the horn and get it for sure. Galaxy Z Fold 4, comparatively to the Galaxy Z Fold 3, the Z Fold 4 is lighter in weight a little bit. It's also wider, have it be on the front screen and this screen as well. And it's also shorter, meaning it's gonna be not as tall as the Z Fold 3. The Z Fold 4 will be shorter in every sense of the word. So how do we know? How does that feel? How does it, we obviously, I don't have it in hand. I can't be like, oh, it just feels so amazing or it feels so different. Big takeaway from that is we're gonna have a wider front screen on here, and it's much needed because this thing is way too thin to use comfortably, at least in my eyes, and I'm glad it's one of the big improvements I personally wanted on the phone, and it looks like they're doing it. Next, let's talk about specs. What can you expect for specs? You're looking at the processor being a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. It's the newest processor Samsung has, or Qualcomm has. It's their most efficient processor they have, at least in this generation, and their most powerful. 12 gigabytes of RAM, no matter which version of the phone you get. 256, 512, and up to 1 terabyte of storage. There also might be a 128, but I haven't really heard much about that lately. So I'm assuming it's gonna be 256, 512, and 1 terabyte. What about the displays on they're basically the same. 6.2 inches on the smaller one, and then 7.6 on the bigger one. Both will be 120 hertz. The outside one will be full HD plus, whereas the bigger one's gonna be QXGA plus. And also you're supposed to be able to get Victus Plus glass on the phone, so it should be a little bit more durable with the glass on there. I'm trying to look at it, what other, cameras, 50 megapixel main camera with 30x space zoom now. That's fantastic. 12 megapixel ultra wide, 10 megapixel telephoto camera on there. I believe all the cameras, at least the ones on the front, well, probably this front and the back, should be able to record up to 8K video. Definitely the back ones for sure, up to 8K video on there. You're looking at again, the camera will be improved. I'm super stoked about that because it's one of the weaker points. 4,400 milliamp battery in the Z Fold 4 with 25 watt fast charging, which is the same as the Z Fold 3. 15 watt wireless charging. You're gonna ask me, is it gonna have dust and water resistance? From what I know, it does not have dust resistance. It should have the same water resistance, if not maybe a little bit improved, but definitely have some water resistance. Beyond that, spec-wise, there's not like a whole, I mean, the differences I mentioned, obviously, that are going on, but in terms of like, is the S Pen gonna be inserted in the phone? No, it should still have stereo speakers. It's still gonna have the wireless charging and the reverse wireless charging. So, those kind of things. And then software wise, it's gonna have One UI 4 dot something. It's probably 4.1 or something in that range. It's not gonna have 5 right off the bat, it doesn't seem like, because that's still in beta. So it should have One UI 4.1. And then in terms of software, not a whole lot of differences. There's some camera tweaks, like new ways to take photos and stuff that I've talked about and gone into detail, but nothing to be like, oh my God, Mom, guess what this phone can do with the camera? It's like, it's not like that. Don't get, crazy locked in. I think the biggest camera trick this will be able to do, the Z Fold 4 anyway, will be that 30x space zoom, and obviously just take better photos in general. But in terms of software, again, you shouldn't see too many differences. Now I want to talk about questions I get a lot, and I'll probably miss some of these, but everyone always asks, is the S Pen going to work from the Z Fold 3 version to the Z Fold 4? So does that Z Fold 3 S Pen work on the Z Fold 4? At this moment, I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd probably say yes, it will work, because it looks really pretty much the same as the Z Fold 4 pen. So at this point, I would say, I'll just say it, even though I'm not sure. I'll say yes, it probably will work. I doubt that really much. Does the S Pen on the Z Fold 4 work on the smaller display? Again, we don't know. If I had to guess, probably not. Why would you want to use the S Pen on a small display anyway? I just don't see, could they do it? Would it totally shock me if they did allow it? No, it wouldn't. But if I had to put my money on it, I would probably say no, it probably won't work on the front display. It will obviously work on the bigger display. So you'll have that obviously as a advantage of having an S Pen on it versus phones that aren't able to do it. And then I guess lastly, should you buy it? That's a common question I have. You're like, oh, I have the S22, I have the Z Fold 3, I have the Z Fold 2, I have an iPhone. I would say, whatever phone you have, as long as you're not breaking the bank and going into debt massively and you can afford it, try the phone. You have the opportunity to return it. You don't have to send in your trade-in while you have the Z Fold 4. You can wait up to 2 weeks to send it off. So why not give yourself the opportunity to get the Z Fold 4 and try it out? If you're on the fence, or even if you completely hate it, or you think you hate it, give it a chance. I know it's one of the last few phones that's completely blown me away. When I first got that Z Fold 2, I was blown away, in love, and now I'm hooked on foldable phones. I have this phone, and then I never take it out. I haven't played with it much lately, but I have the Vivo X Fold as well. So yeah, I would do it. And then you might ask what accessories you should buy. I made videos on this, but I would, if you're just asking me randomly, I'd say, again, I'm not an S Pen user, but I'd say get the S Pen, get a really, really good, strong case, get a security plan of some sort so that if you break the phone, insurance plan, I should say, that way if you break the phone, you're covered. Also, I would say get some earphones if you don't have them. The Galaxy Buds Pro 2 will be great. Otherwise, I love the Pixel Buds Pro. Get a charging brick if you don't have one. I'll list some Spigen ones that I have that I love. You can also pick up one of the Samsung ones. Those work great as well. So that's the basics to get you started. But if there's something I left out that you think is very, very important, leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear it and make sure people know about it. And hopefully this was maybe not so refreshing if you've been following me this whole time, because I do videos every single day, but maybe you forgot something, or maybe you're like, you know what, I'm second thought that, and now Greg's right, or Greg's informed me about that. So hopefully it was helpful for you. Have a great day. Everything's linked down below in terms of buying stuff, and if you want to get stuff. And obviously if you do buy the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and you use my links, I get a little kickback. It helps support what I do, and it's like a thank you from you guys to me, and I really appreciate it. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.